just coming into Pyefleet. Well, actually, I'm heading into Pyefleet Creek. This is the River Colne. It's about 9:15. Just taken the sails down and look for an anchor at Pyefleet for the night. Superb sunset. It's been really hot today, 24-25 degrees, and tomorrow is the same, so quite a settled area at the minute. But some nice breezes in the afternoon for sailing. Let's see how we get on with this anchor. It's a very good anchoring ground at Pyefleet, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's a few more boats up here. The rest of the anchorage was quite full, so I anchored quite early after entering the river. Probably was for the best, because I came in at low water and I had very shallow water. I think I was about 1.2 on the depth sander, so I think I was literally just surfing the top of the mud with my keel. So if I would have gone in any further, I probably would have run aground, which would have been a complete nightmare trying to manoeuvre in amongst all those yachts. So I and the other vessels, there's a few fishing vessels there as well, but I think I made the right move there. Dropped the anchor while I still had some manoeuvrability, got some chain out. It's been a decent night actually. And the other benefit, I haven't got any obstruction when I'm bringing her up in a little while, which will be the plan. Got a bit of hen with my eggs here. Just see the oyster cages being offloaded. That's slipway. There's a number of places where there are oyster cages around on the Colne. So the plan today is something I've never actually done before or even planned for before, is to come out of Pyefleet Creek and then head up the Colne to Rowhedge. Quite shallow up this creek, so going to give it another couple of hours into the flood and then have a go at it. So yeah, as you can see, after this port can here, number 18, come on, number 18 port can, gets pretty shallow. I think that is 0.8 in the channel, depth in the channel at chart date, and then that 1.3 there with the little line underneath the 1 means that it dries. So yeah, I'm gonna have to stick to the channel like glue, I think, otherwise I'm gonna end up touching the bottom. But after this marker here at this ballast key, I think hopefully that's been dredged a little bit better than drying 2.6, but we'll have to see how we get on there. So head up to Rowhedge for sort of 2 hours before high water. Gives me enough time to just have a look about quickly, see what's going on, and then head back down the Colne, come back down to the bar here, cross over and head up back into Felixstowe on the ebb tide. There is a little bit of a strong west wind coming back, so might be some tacking going on up the Wallet, which will be quite interesting. So yeah, watch this space. Just leaving Pyefleet Creek. Managed to get the anchor up in the end. As you can see, probably the best holding ground you're going to get. And I've got a bit of cleaning up to do. Just coming, this is approaching the first port, number 16 port can, and you're meant to pass these quite close allegedly, because the right hand side of the
the bank there, it's sort of a gradual shallow, so it shallows off on a sort of a gradient, whereas on the left side it's quite a steep drop. So they do advise us the deepest part is going to be closest to the port cans. Approaching number 23 starboard can, and I think that's the number 26 port. 2.1 meters at the minute on the Echo Stand, although I do think I've got probably another couple of, well, probably I'd say 20 to 30 centimeters on top of that as well. Just 20 past 11, so 2.5 hours before high water. You just see Wivenhoe coming up over the top of the mud bank there. We'll have to see how we get on from now on. I think it's going to start getting quite shallow. Nice house on the hill there. It's like a pub or something. Coming into Wivenhoe now. Every now and then I'll get a shallow spot and then a deep spot. Let's see how this goes. I think this is the beginning of the voyage channel. It's not marked on the chart plotter, but it is stated that there is voyage here. So ultimately they'll move these as and when the channel changes. You can just see the loading key there now. Unbelievably, so 1.7 meters. They're pretty bang on with the calculations, but it'll catch you out now and then, especially on that corner I just went round. Shallowed out a bit. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get alongside Rowhedge because the water is still not high enough for me to get my mooring lines up, so I have to come away from that for now. So just heading out of the Colne. It's got my eye on Felixstowe coming up. It's got a nice little stay on the Wivenhoe Sailing Club visitors pontoon. They just let me come alongside there for an hour or so, just to allow a bit more time and tide. I was going to go and head further up as planned, but I think pretty best to head back to get the ebb back from back into Felixstowe. It's still quite strong here, it's still flooding at the minute, but probably got another hour and a half I think. But the high water of Dover is at 2 o'clock, so the tide current actually does change from sort of 2 o'clock onwards, so yeah. So just heading out of the Colne. We've cleared the Felixstowe channel and Mersey channel. Full main up, full Genoa. It's got a little bit of blockage from this from this bit of land here. One thing I have noticed is that the Gunfleet wind farm seems to have disappeared. So that has disappeared in some fog. So I'm gonna, if you look over by the Southminster wind farm, if you can see that, let's zoom in a bit. You can see this haze moving in. So there is definitely some fog offshore. How far out that is, I'm not sure. Obviously the Gunfleet wind farm has been covered, but how far it hangs offshore, I'll have to find that out. I've got a reef in the main. The wind's just getting a bit strong on the helm, so I've just put one reef in. I'm just starting to see the turbines now on Gunfleet Sand, so visibility's not as poor as what I thought it might be. But I'm hoping to get across the Colne bar, but I think the wind direction might have other ideas for me on that one. This is my foghorn. Mouth operated, so you're never going to run out of gas. And it's called a mini Trump. Genius. I'm not sure he'll be too impressed with that name. There's this Colne bar starboard can. We've made that pretty well. I think the tide is pretty much gone now, so we should start to feel the effect of ebb tide soon. Nice wind over tide action all the way back to Felixstowe. It's nice and cool. Bit of spray on the deck now and then. What a lovely evening, just coming up the Orwell now. Had a pretty wet ride coming up the Wallet, and obviously no footage of that because it was pretty wet, to be honest. Bit of wind over tide around the Naze Tower, and yeah, so and I had to tack up the Wallet as well, so yeah, all the fun and games. Took me about 5 hours in total in the end, even though I did have the tide with me. Yeah, it was a little bit slow. The wind was straight down the channel, so yeah, needed to just tack up that a little. Surrounded by paramotors. There's two on that side of the river, and this one up here too. On there.